looking for is a man that have his capacity, that have a capacity that can represent a face per time. Now, when God sees that man, he appears like a man. And what makes that man, what attracts God to that man is value. Listen, God does not want to do anything with religion. Religion was born from the tabernacle, from the faculty of value. Religion is a misunderstanding of God's relationship with valuable men. Yes, a misunderstanding with valuable men. Now the pattern of religion, it was not that misconception of God's relationship with valuable men. Now let me make it simple. Now, valuable men understand God from intelligence, from spirituality, from revelation. And then when they are no longer around because they have to introduce God, those who didn't know what happened between them and God introduce religion. I said those who are unaware of what happened between valuable men and God introduced, yes, they introduced out of opiums. They started like, we don't know what happened, but I think we should worship something we don't understand. Now, just like the way we are now, Jesus came to the earth, passed through a woman's womb, and then came to the earth. And now we're talking about return, the coming of the lion. And then religion is through propaganda. People are saying that trumpet will happen, and then one day a being of an order will just descend from cloud. Is it not madness? And then caught up in the sky. Because someone like Apostle Paul, he painted that in that way. We are not in the days of where we're introducing God, that where God is introduced by people who doesn't really understand very well. We're in days of reality. Excuse me, let me ask you something. Avoid, if you are a woman of value, avoid the injury of meddling with valuelessness. If you are a man of value, you must avoid the injury, the wound. If you are somebody whose life is preserved, you must avoid the wound of meddling with people who don't understand preservation. The wound valuelessness cuts. Not only that, it's very deep, it doesn't heal. I said the wound valuelessness causes. It's not only that, not only that, it cuts very deep. There's no healing for it. No, there's no healing. You see, because every day the sore comes fresh. There is a difference between what you're expecting from somebody and what somebody can provide. And then when expectation keep on falling in intimacy, then continuous wound is inevitable. Let me say it again. I said when expectation keep on failing, where there is intimacy, then there will be death. When expectation keep failing. So, you see, let me ask you to listen. If I say this, I'm going to go because I have a lot of courses here to share. If you pay attention, I'm going to give you a gift. If the Bible says in Hebrew chapter 10, verse 5, that there is a body, that means Christ couldn't come until a particular body that is worthy, that can make him come, was provided. Then there are some relationships that must not exist. If God didn't manage bodies, I say he couldn't manage. He needed to be sure that somebody who can carry him was born. That means God wanted a standard, and he didn't compromise it. So Christ couldn't come until a particular body was made available. And then somebody trying to tell you, compromise the standard. If you have to compromise the standard of value, why have God not come down from heaven to live among us? And then you say that girl must come into that office. Why will she come there? To do what there? That's not her place in the nature. In that value, she can't come there. If she has to come there, then God should come to the earth and live anyhow. And allow people who are not worthy to touch him to be touching him. Maybe God should be humble. You know, there are some people that are senselessness because they don't understand humility. They believe that people who they should honor from far should make themselves available at a cheap level because of humility. What has humility to do with royalty? How does a king become royal to his subjects? Become humble. Since you were born, 1 million naira have never entered into your account. And you saw somebody who came into a church with a car that is like about 5 million. He said, don't mind those. Excuse me. How? If that is your mentality, how do you get it? How do you get such a car? Please, the car didn't come from effort. It came from matchmaking. I said the car didn't come from effort. It's a matchmaking car. That is, the car went to somebody who is worthy. It's not effort first. That is why in marriage, we don't marry for love. We marry for worthiness. After there is worthiness in matchmaking, then love will follow. You can't look for love when two things that are meant for themselves come together. Somebody, that is why when they wanted to bring a queen for the king, they say go and bring the girls, and they pass them through tests. They didn't say the king should fall in love. They go through tests. First of all, they choose the girls. They choose certain girls and allow others to go home, and then kept them in royal harem. And they started giving them soap. They started giving them cream. So that if there is any blood spot on their face or on their leg, they can remove it before they can meet omnipotence. Before they can come to where they will no longer suffer. When you say go and meet them, why those girls get that? Because they want to, because that place is like heaven, where their suffering ended. They want to go to where their suffering has already ended, which is heaven. Where your suffering ended is heaven. Now, if you look at that, it means that God will expect value from you to come into heaven. So when I see some strange faces making their face like that, say they want to go and meet God, I say, if God is a king, you will never meet him. Now, somebody trying to be angry. It's not a day of anger, just listen. Now, here on earth, God, if God didn't, let me say it like before I go on, if God didn't see value that can represent him, he will remain where he is. Let me make it this way. I pray for you. For more than 20 years, the Lord have taken me on a personal study on value, which is the basis of the spirit of ordinance in prosperity. basis of the spirit of ordinance where? And hear me, value, apart from upgrade, value is a product of predestination. Let me say, value, somebody can be upgraded. That the message on Sunday service, season of new glory, take away the boundaries. Now, there could be upgrade of value. But before the upgrade of value, we should consider seed of a nature. So that's why God said, I don't want royalty from another tribe outside Judah. 49 of Genesis. That is being unique. God couldn't change the Benjamites into royal people. I said he couldn't change. No, he couldn't change the Benjamites. He couldn't change the Benjamites. He couldn't change the Ephraimites. Not even the people of Levi. He could not say, okay, let me make do with Zebulun. He knows where the blood runs. I don't know what I'm saying anything. Huh? So if there is no man of value on earth, there will not be God on earth. So if the Bible says in 21:3 and 4 of the book of Revelation that a tabernacle was established and then death ended, and then there is no sorrow and there is no pain, former things are past, it is because there is a value in a man that not only could attract God but could keep God, not on earth but in that man. No, don't say on earth, in a man. But because the man of a region is a man, so he becomes God of the earth. And sometimes there are competitions in the church. Why a lot of signboards are everywhere is because what I'm teaching is not clear to men. You cannot pray and fast and get value you don't count with. God does not multiply value through prayers. It does not multiply support through prayers of unique forms. Because there are some things that are designated for certain tribe and certain people in forms. Am I saying something? Am I saying something? Am I saying something? I'm going to switch. I'm trying to switch because time is going on me. That is just like something I said here. I said rapture is for the disciples of the lion. Tell him I didn't announce it. Rapture is for the disciples of the lion. Rapture. There is no why in rapture is yes. Rapture is now some Christians are generalizing rapture. Please hear me. Rapture doesn't have anything to do with lamb. It is the seventh dispensational destiny. No. Let me say it again. I say rapture is the seventh dispensational destiny. The ministry of the Lamb ended in the sixth dispensation. So if the Lamb is going to take the nature of the lion to declare rapture, and then just like he had disciples when he was lamb, when he came lamb, when he comes lion, he will still have disciples. And I would like you to listen. Just like the people of the law was not part of Jesus' ministry, the people of the lamb will not be part of the lion's ministry. God does not give us chance to have two masters. And then when God takes the nature of his son and lamb, he has already gotten a lamb's face. And then he's a God in son, making up the church. So a people shall be called out from the church by the spirit of the lion as disciples, as students, as the students of vengeance, to declare rapture from a particular known cloud of revelation. Now it has nothing to do with the church. Please hear me. It is the destiny of the church to keep misunderstanding the coming of Christ. The church will misunderstand it forever because that is their destiny. Listen, they will always read 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 16 to 18 and misunderstand it. They will misunderstand it forever. Don't try to help a church person understand it, because his destiny is to misunderstand it. I say his destiny. And that is where he ended. Now, but a people called out by God with the Spirit, we understand it. Rapture is not a convention, is not a conversional. It is not a conversional destiny. It is a predestined destiny. You have to have the Spirit.